does happen.
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee that, because most people looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart. Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a...
Canelo, what did you think about the shove, that moment that happened on stage?
Oh, I'm turning it on right now.
Right? Yeah. Did it make you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know, but made me feel more excited.
I love it.
I'm gonna train so far.
Roy Jones just finished training with Crawford, and from what he saw, Canelo's getting knocked out cold. This isn't some random hot take. It's the judgment of one of boxing's smartest minds after seeing Terence Crawford up close, sparring, moving, landing shots, and switching gears. Jones witnessed with his own eyes how much raw muscle Crawford's added and how it's completely changed his style. And after that session, he didn't hold back. Crawford's speed and power are on a whole different level. Roy's convinced Crawford has every tool to drop Canelo flat, and he's seen enough fighters to know. But what he saw in Crawford felt different. He didn't sugarcoat anything. Crawford is already world-class, yet still sharpening his weapons for a fight. That could define everything. That kind of obsession is terrifying. Roy didn't hide behind safe cliches. He laid out exactly what he saw, and he's certain Canelo won't make it out. Roy knows better than anyone what it takes to jump weight classes and rewrite history. Asterisk.
On the streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it. On the streets, I'm me against anybody. I ain't never going to say another man going to whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing.
Roy Jones' words crank up the heat on a fight that's already being sold as one of the decade's biggest clashes. Crawford isn't tiptoeing into the spotlight. He's charging in, ready to set it on fire. That got real when Canelo Alvarez demanded a smaller ring. It was a clear move to cage Crawford's movement, figuring Crawford would rather dance and use angles than go toe-to-toe with a naturally bigger man. But instead of ignoring it, Crawford poured gasoline on the flames and fired right back.
Always, to be honest with you, like when I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convinced. And then you see the presser yesterday and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? And obviously he's a big lump. So I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
At a press conference, Crawford said the only running he'd do is upside Canelo's head and roasted him for having a big head too. It wasn't just funny trash talk, it had bite. Crawford didn't dodge the idea of going aggressive. He flipped it around. Instead of whining about the small ring, he basically said, cool, and laid out his plan. I'm hunting him. I'm looking for him wherever he is, and I'm taking him out on September.
The era that surpassed us, you know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and you know the Kovalevs and Triple G's, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
And this isn't empty talk. It's coming from a guy who's never lost. Crawford's got 41 wins, 31 by knockout. Already a champ in 4 weight classes, and just grabbed a super welterweight belt by beating Israel Madrimov by unanimous decision. Sure, it went the full 12, but it still added another division to his growing legend. Now he's jumping up to more weight classes to target the undisputed king in a 5th. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez just dragged himself through one of his dullest nights ever, a slow unanimous.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Across 12 rounds, they threw just 445 punches, the lowest ever in a title fight. It wasn't just boring, it sparked real doubts. Not about Canelo's past, but about who he is now. He didn't look like the vicious counterpuncher who stalked and broke men down. Against Ska, he looked flat, unwilling to risk like a fighter, more worried about staying sharp than smashing skulls.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Earl Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 160.
And that's a risky version of Canelo to put in front of Crawford, who feeds on hesitation. Crawford fights like a loaded trap, smart, poisonous, and savage if Canelo slows or stops throwing, but it's not just styles anymore. The build-up has turned crazy, especially after New York. Crawford got in Canelo's face. Canelo shoved him, and their crews nearly brawled. It wasn't staged, wasn't WWE. It was raw, loud, real. Two proud champions, two eras ready to collide.
Cool. Well,
is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
there is
fighter
a champions,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different.
So
wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you going to find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money, because it's going to be the last. That's
it
for
may
sure.
be. It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never.
Both men have ruled for weight classes. Both are undisputed champs, and both want more than a belt in Vegas on September 13th. Crawford sees a shot at becoming immortal, shutting up critics and stepping over past legends from lightweight. In welterweight, Canelo, with 63 wins and 39 knockouts at age 32, wants to crush talk that he's fading. Asterisk.
In boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Bernard Hopkins, who once backed Canelo at Golden Boy, first called Crawford's challenge reckless. That's why weight classes exist. He snapped. He doubted Crawford's motives and warned it could end badly. Asterisk.
They say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much.
But Hopkins flipped later, now giving Crawford an 85% chance, almost predicting the upset. Hopkins says Crawford isn't just trying to belong. He's coming to end Canelo's era. And Hopkins isn't fooled by hype. His change of heart means something. He believes if Crawford takes over early, Canelo, who likes to control the pace, could crack. That's a real threat. Asterisk.
He hopes you don't run. And Turki has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turki, you need to put a small ring. The smaller ring in the...
And there's more spice, a huge bonus. Turki Alashi, one of the big backers, announced a knockout bounty. He didn't share the number, but made it clear this fight shouldn't just be about belts. It has to deliver blood and fireworks. This isn't just boxing. It's a show now, Saudi style, giant budgets, UFC level, staging. The winner also gets the most expensive Ring Magazine belt ever, handmade in Britain. Pure gold, fit for kings. Asterisk.
Would be a disappointment if this did normal boxing numbers, you know, and let's be real, you know what Jake Paul is gonna say. He already shitted on this fight. Don't let the numbers not come anywhere close to his numbers with Tyson, and it's gonna be all bad. Would it even matter if Bud and Canelo didn't do the numbers of Jake and Tyson? Or is that an indictment on the sport that, you know, it's just showing what our fan base prefers, right?
And to wear it, Canelo must stop a guy who isn't just bulking up, but coming in faster, sharper, and deadly confident. Crawford isn't hoping for luck. He thinks the throne is his. Legends like Roy Jones Jr. and Hopkins back him. Crawford knows the Vegas crowd might boo him. Canelo owns that town, but he doesn't care. Let them boo, he said. They're going to cry when they get home.
You need to put a small ring. A small ring. The smaller ring in the...
The only, hey Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
That's the kind of quote fans never forget. And if Crawford wins, especially by knockout, he'll jump straight into all-time top 10 debates. A 5-division champ, still unbeaten, toppling a bigger man without a giant promoter behind him. Meanwhile, if Canelo shows up flat like he did against Skull, that's basically suicide.
Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5-division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game.
Every time Canelo fights, Floyd Mayweather's name comes up. That 2013 loss to Floyd, a majority decision, still follows him. And now, Canelo stirred drama by calling Crawford better than Floyd. I think Crawford is smarter and defends better. He's better than Mayweather, Canelo said. It was a bomb drop to hype the fight, and it shook boxing, especially Floyd's circle. Asterisk.
Couldn't knock out Charlo. Do you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, clapped back, saying it's just hype. Canelo boosting Crawford, so beating him looks historic. Jeff didn't hold back. He had more fights than Floyd and lost to a 36-year-old man. He snapped. Your prime is your late 20s, not 36. His point wasn't stats, it was spin. Jeff sees Canelo trying to rewrite history. Look, I'm fighting someone better than Floyd. Jeff mocked that as a cheap trick to make Crawford sound unbeatable. But hype aside, Crawford really is a once-in-a-generation technician that even elite coaches can't fully decode. His trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, brushed off talk of ring size and Floyd comparisons. When the bell rings on September 13th, none of that matters, he said. Then Bomac threw a jab. Resume, name me one truly elite fighter. Just one.
Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus, so I don't see me and him fighting, so.
What's the highest you could fight at, realistically?
I would say 154 realistically.
154.
You know,
So
them boys get big up there. Them boys get big up there. And I'm not a person to, toot my own horn too.
Bomac admits Crawford had trouble with Madramov's awkward style, switching stances, lunging, ruining rhythm. Crawford even took some shots in round 12. Some fans called it a draw. Bomac doesn't deny it, but says Canelo's different, stronger, yes, but more predictable, and that's where Crawford can strike. The plan is, survive early bombs, then take over late, but it's risky. Turkey Alashik wants a wild fight, not a chess match. Crawford's team knows they have to balance caution and showmanship. Timothy Bradley, the blunt analyst and ex-champ, warned Crawford, don't test your chin, use your brain.
All these streamers and these other YouTube guys, they didn't turn boxing into it's like a comedian show. It's just putting anybody in the ring. So Crawford and Canelo, good thing that fight is coming because it's kind of put some kind of legitimacy back to.
Bradley said what everyone thinks. Crawford will need to stand his ground sometimes, and that's dangerous. Against Madrimov, Crawford proved he can eat shots and recover. But Canelo, even past his peak, still has fight-ending power to the body. One big body shot could change it all. But what do you think? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates. Asterisk.